All right, everybody. What's up? It's Reborn 6819 into the building. Yeah, how how y'all's doing? And by the way, anyway, guys. By the way, um, I have like probably like a 4 days break off. Cause what is it? It is due. I make a video about my thoughts and an opinion about AC Shadows. Well, I will not say Ace Shadows, but generally it's called Shadows Creed. Legit, Shadows Creed is something got to like deal with. And now, when it comes to like PlayStation State of Play, and by the way, everybody, it's Revenant, and also the crew's back at it again, and I'm gonna be there for tomorrow. But
Yep.
basically, right. I already spoke to Spirit. Me and him have like a good conversation about this. And even though, you're right on all that. But for me, for my personal opinion, when I look at their play and we look at this, we all know they got the only thing right is the atmosphere. But like I try my best to like put everything in a calm way, but I just feel like I want to like unleash my rage. But I say no, 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 because generally, what do I see in a trailer? Even though how they constantly okay, Maria, they done great, James, okay, but Angela, Laura, Eddie, like
Well, wait,
like
they showed Eddie?
no, they didn't.
No, they
They
didn't. They
got
they
they
just
got
showed
they did show Angela.
no. Yeah,
So
they showed
yeah,
her.
so that means they
Yeah.
broke. Out is they broke. They can't find no any model. And plus two, once well look at the video today was some upload. Now I can understand how Sony is, and generally we all know what Sony High is. Basically,
Oh,
now a transgender people.
can I um can I provide additional information that I found out?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Revenant, today I'm currently like pissed off with Konami.
Well,
And
you're gonna be even more furious. So there's another consulting firm similar to Sweet Baby Inc. called Hit Detection.
yeah, I know.
And they had I think only put like 3 developers on there. There was Remedy, Sega, and Bloober Team.
Yeah,
And they have a lot of people who used to work in the industry. There's a lot of people from EA in that company. So they have I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with what their role is with Silent Hill 2 remake, but
but
uh
bro, let me.
I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with how the characters look. I'm
Yeah,
sure the dialogue and certain events
m-
will play out a little differently. I mean, they even
yeah,
showed how how James originally got the what was it 2x4 or whatever, where he encountered the first enemy for the first time. They changed how that was. So they've
That's
it's
already
just
drastic.
took
bad.
they
That's
Just
already
drastically
basically,
different.
it's just
yeah,
bad.
exactly. They
I
took a
understand,
lot of liberties with this game, and it's like they like within this the transmission stream, what do you want to call it?
but
They had
God,
the developers talking, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be true to the original with a few added, additions or whatever." I don't remember exactly how they
but,
worded it, but
but
it's
can I
like
say something?
you can tell, like they're just gonna,
They said they wanted to
wa-
stay true to the
yeah,
Yeah,
original
but can I
exactly,
say
as
which is
much
something?
as
which is
they
bullshit.
could with making some
Understand,
adjustments.
understand.
Yeah,
Even
that's not
though,
true.
even though I like to be fair person, but how come you want to be faithful to the original? But when I see like the gameplay, and also I said it for a couple like second time. Also, majority people like fix on the damn walking for James, bro. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
fix on that
it's
walking
weird.
animation. It's
Well, the animations in general look mediocre,
Yeah, they
honestly.
do.
yeah,
It's
it is like
yeah.
This dude
It,
just
it, it's it, it's far beyond just the walking. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
it's far beyond.
Jinpachi even
Far
told
beyond.
me, yesterday because we were talking about it yesterday. And he's like, it looks like something from like a somewhat high budget like indie game.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
looks
does,
like a
bro.
high budget indie game rather than an actual like AAA developed game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know people are
it's
gonna be like, oh well, Bloober Team, they're not like a big studio, whatever. I
Then they
mean,
shouldn't be handling that series.
they
That's the
got
bottom
exactly
line.
that's true.
Konami's the publisher,
Co-
and this is the remake of Silent Hill 2. The
But
budget
that's it. Like,
is huge for this game. I'm
can I tell
pretty
you
sure
this?
it's gonna be like in a couple of
Oh,
million
but
as
Hold
far
before
as
you
the budget.
continue, thanks for having me on Reborn. Appreciate it. Always
Yeah,
glad
yeah,
to join
thank
you,
you.
bro.
Well, yeah,
Because
same with me.
yeah, thanks.
I
I
know, I
kind of
know,
just
I know, I know. We
just
just
jumped in
started
here.
pissed
I'm gonna
off.
jump
Yeah,
tomorrow. I'm going
Yeah.
to jump tomorrow because this ship already put me pissed off. Right, even though I understand YouTube. Like, yes, I know. Yeah, right, it's been decades. How many decades people try to tell them to go back Eastern, go back. I'm not being like racist, but I really want Colombia at least have Eastern developer handle the series great. Take a look, Resident Evil. At least Resident Evil 2 and also 4 have like common sense with their gameplay. And
Yeah, but I
and
think it's because they care more.
yeah, exactly the camera.
Yeah.
And let me tell you about even though we all know Dead Space
they got a
that
team
is
that
kind
never
of bad.
worked in that
Even
game
though the
to begin
gameplay is
with.
good from
So
Dead Space, let me say this: at least Dead Space got like the same gameplay, but when it comes to atmosphere, ain't that great. But
I
at least
actually wrote about that on X, where like I had the pictures of what they did to Nicole in the remake of Dead Space and what they did to Ashley in the not Ashley, I'm sorry, Angela
Angela,
in the Silent Hill 2 remake, and they did the same thing. It's like they did what EA did with the Dead Space remake.
yeah,
They
and
ruined her face. I mean, surprisingly, they changed James' face from what he looked like originally when they
It
revealed it.
looks a little better in my
It does
yeah,
look
opinion. It
better.
does.
It does.
I know.
Um,
And also, basically,
what's her face? Marie. She looks
Maria
Maria. Yeah, she looks
Sims
uh
kind of similar, but they changed the
somewhat, but
outfit.
She's
but
more frumpy though. She
yeah,
is more
because she
frumpy.
has more like a square jaw as well, so
But
she
it's
doesn't
not
look
as bad.
as feminine
Yeah,
Honestly,
and
it's not bad. But have you
it's
yeah,
seen
not
her
as bad.
it's
outfit?
not as
It's not
bad
as
as Angela. It's
yeah,
definitely not.
because what's her name, Maria?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
Maria.
she they took away a lot of her cleavage. So the outfit is
Yeah,
that's
similar,
true.
but
Yeah.
that's
they
what I'm
took off a
Mhm.
saying.
lot of her
Yeah,
cleavage. But I think the face isn't that bad.
yeah,
Honest, well,
it's not bad.
it's still blocky, but it's not as bad as like other games that have been remade.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people that doesn't like what they did to Claire's face in Resident Evil 2. A lot of people just
Mhm.
overlook that, and they really changed Claire a lot. Like
Yeah, I
but
understand. I understand. Same go for
but
Yo,
Jill.
what's
Same
up,
go
King
for
Turk?
Jill too, bro.
the old
But
Jill was way prettier. Julia
yeah,
Voth was beautiful,
Hmm.
bro. She was
yeah,
Yeah.
a
bro.
beautiful
Yeah,
actress.
the old Jill is great,
Or
and also what is it? The one from the original look great, even though still
yeah.
from remake. Okay, and I
Voice
see.
actor was better too.
In remake 2, she didn't look that bad. Ada. I think the major
Yeah,
It was
problem with
really
Ada now is really
the voice,
the voice
what
actress.
they changed from Resident Evil in the 4 remake.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's
Yeah, changed
because
it.
of the voice actor wanted the one who did Ada in 2 remake. She wanted just as much money as Leon,
Which she probably
which
should have
makes no
got. She
sense to be
I
honest. Because
mean,
she's not as important. He's there most of the game.
I think it
So I
depends
mean,
on like
yeah,
how many
true.
lines they have in the game. Like for example, like Claire
that's
and
that's what I'm,
Leon.
that's what I'm saying.
Like Claire and Leon, you could argue should be getting paid the same as an
Yeah,
example. But I guess you're right though because Ada does have a way smaller role
Yeah,
in Ford and Leon. So I take back what I said. I think you're actually right there. But also,
yeah, but you guys are right. But like personally, when it comes to 2 and 4 remake gameplay, great, always on spawn point. But how come when it comes to Blue team, and to be honest, we all know they don't have not enough money for Andra model. We all damn notice, and also when it came to the gameplay, still the same issue, and also the dialogue and the character need bit more
I
improvement.
don't like
it's
Angela's
even worse
voice. I don't
though.
even like James'
Yeah,
voice either.
it's not worse. Okay,
It
the,
got worse.
yeah,
Hmm.
the creatures okay, but like
I'll be right
what
back.
has been confirmed, like the dude downgrade. the nurse. But
Yeah, they took away their tits and they lengthened their skirts and they also
yeah,
made them look
what's with
more frumpy.
that? Yeah, what's with that? And like I said, I'm saying the
They
same
look more
thing.
frumpy
Yeah, I
because
like to say
you know what it is though. Well, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish. I'll make a point I want to make about the nurses that people
yeah,
missed
because
the point of. So,
let me tell you right
um,
now, we came Spirit.
Mhm.
Spirit is saying, oh, he's thinking he wants to get so much game come up, but he can't right now. He can't trust himself with games with like this, like Konami. Every other games have to be false with this type of shit. He got a good point. And let me tell you, one thing he said was right when it comes to these people that are so mentally with this shit ass like mindset where they say, "Oh, everybody got to like being staying fast in the eye, if not gal," and the fact like you got two options. Companies gotta like stay into this type of stuff and also push the narrative. And you
yeah,
got other companies got to stay like they don't want to stay into that narrative. That means they have to shut down too. So you have to have the company that to push now to be shut down, and then you have another company being pushed and shut down. So where's that will take? And that is a fair point. You
yeah.
guys know it. I know it
Well,
too.
I think also though you have to understand that I think that a company like Konami looks at all these developers as expendable because Konami is not just a gaming company. Konami
Yeah,
has like
exactly.
other business ventures. So to them it's like a
Other
Microsoft
business.
thing
Exactly.
where
And
video games are video games are like a project under Konami's belt rather than being their main bread and butter. And I think they just want to capitalize on the remake hype because the
yeah,
remakes are
no,
doing so well and it's
yeah,
a really
that's
popular trend right now and they say, hey, we have a survival horror series, let's use our survival horror series to get a piece of that pie. So it's not like a thing where like with Capcom where Capcom said, hey, as from a game development standpoint, we want to do a remake, and it's like more of like a heartfelt remake. At least early on, that's why 3 and 4 are more soulless because the first two remakes definitely had more heart in them than 3 and 4. But that's a whole nother subject. Because
yeah.
it is they wanted to make their own. They wanted to make what's the word? They wanted to develop their own remakes. Like it was like a passion project, I guess would be the word to use. While with the remake of Dead Space, it's just like, hey, Capcom's doing well. We have a survival horror series. We can make money doing that too. So let's get
But it
started on those
don't
remakes.
it don't work. Even though I know Dead Space will go under, but Columbus will go the exact same under about Team. But that's gonna be far more worse than Dead Space. Even though
But
let's
Konami doesn't care. That's the thing. I don't think Konami
yeah,
really cares
it
that
like
much. That's why they.
they
Why would you hire a team like Bloober Team to make this
yeah.
game if you gave a
Why
shit?
the fuck you hire these
Remember,
type of motherfuckers? And what is it? Like
Konami's more of a publisher though. Think
yeah,
about it. If I was Konami, because Konami doesn't look at like Capcom like a competitor. They
and they
don't
don't
look
have
at
no brains. They don't have no
they
brains. Let me take
but
this for
but
intelligence.
what I'm trying to say is they don't look at these other companies as competitors because they look at themselves as a overall as a corporation and a publisher.
Yeah,
So what
and
I'm thinking
idiots.
is if they really gave a shit, they would have hired they would have gotten Capcom. They would have licensed Capcom to do the Silent Hill remake because
Yeah.
again, like
Or
there's nothing preventing them from doing that.
or
Konami doesn't even really develop these games; they're done by like hired mercenaries, basically.
yeah.
So you might as well have Capcom, who's done really well with
Or
it,
Koei
have
Tecmo.
them
Koei
or
Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo. You can have them
Yeah.
make the
I'm back.
remake,
Yeah, more
and
better.
that would be better, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, I like I'm saying for how much decades hardcore fans, I understand their pain. I understand their struggle. I do, I really do. And it's been years like they really want Colombia to like go to the Eastern developers, like maybe North
But
South Korean.
you know
But
what it is though. But
like
even
it's
with
so such a
Capcom,
Western studio. Why Western studios?
Capcom
And
is Western too, though now. Like
yeah,
Capcom's not like really like, yeah, you have Japanese guys involved at like as big parts of the companies, but they're not really like developing games that are really Japanese. Their games are definitely much more
yeah,
Western in nature.
It's
Like
like
yeah,
Square Enix.
Even Dragon's Dogma 2,
yeah.
like has like a Western feel. Every Capcom remake feels distinctively more Western.
Yeah,
Um,
more Western. Yeah, you're
and
right.
and like because like I remember I'll give you an example. Resident Evil 2 is my favorite Resident Evil game, and I like the remake a lot. But the remake is very Western in like the way the storytelling is
That
compared to the
is true,
original.
though. Yeah, that is true.
And
Very well.
on top of it being more Western, if you look at the choice of where the music is placed, where like the lack of music for the most part throughout the game, the character choices, Claire all of a sudden being covered up, stuff like that, it's like a clear sign that they've gone really Western, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
true.
and I want to say something about the nurses. With the
Yeah,
nurses, here's the deal with them. They missed the point. Removing the
that,
tits and thighs and shit from the nurses is dumb because
yeah. And also, what is
but
it?
but I'm gonna explain why it's dumb because
Yeah,
people miss the point of why the nurses look like that. The nurses are supposed to they represent like lust in a way. They're supposed to play with your senses. Like you look at the body, it's a sexy body, but then you look at the face and you really look at it, and it's like rotting skin. The dresses are made
blood,
of flesh. They have
full
no
of blood,
distinct faces. They look like they're rotting. So it's supposed to be like the
vibrate. Oh, yeah, also vibrate from original. I missed how they vibrate through the original, bro. They
yeah.
put me vibrating like constantly with their head shaking.
But yeah, exactly. They used to have like that real twitch to like how they move, and the reason
Yeah,
why they look like that is because it's supposed to mess with your senses. It's like,
yeah,
hey, they have
exactly.
these like sexy sexualized bodies, but but then like but then they're not like it's kind of like you ever seen the movie It with
Yeah,
Pennywise? It's like Pennywise from far away. You look at him, he looks kind of normal, but then when when you really look at him, he has like the sharp teeth. He has like this bizarrely like large head. It's supposed to like play with your like sensibilities, your instincts. So you see a nurse, you're like, oh, a sexy body, tits or whatever, but then you really look at them and they're horrific. That's like how they were designed. So when you take that away from them, it kind of defeats the purpose of them being nurses in the first place. They should have just not even bothered,
yeah,
bringing that enemy type back if they were going to do that, because it loses the essence of what that was supposed to represent. At least
yeah,
that's my opinion. That's how I take it.
yeah. True. Basically, true. Like you say, you're right. But I'm just like right now, right? Even though the done good with the darkness, but when it comes to the apartment, it's kind of like an hub, which I do understand. Yes, of course. But like I said, they need to like remove the lights on a lot of stuff. When it comes to the original, I genuinely respect the original. At least it has like no lights or something around.
You mean like the fog?
No, you don't wait into the apartment. Like,
Okay, yeah.
even though Rev don't understand it, where James used to go in the apartment, like in the building, and there
Yeah.
is windows. Like, they need to remove a lot of these windows and have like the light.
You want it to look like darker and more creepy, right?
Yeah, creepier, more creepier.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
Yeah,
think it's just one of those things where like you have a team that they didn't understand the original vision. That's why, like I
yeah,
said, like they should have hired someone else to handle that
yeah.
project.
He's like East Eastern Studios, more like Eastern Studios, for example, not like Western Studio. And right now, if you take a look how much for the community, but I generally think we might go see another franchise go down to another ground
It
because
was already down.
yeah, exactly. It's already been right down, but we go
Bro, Konami, when was the last Silent Hill game? They couldn't even they had PT, which was a success, and they couldn't even commit and ensure that worked out.
yeah
So that
because
tells you that as a company, I hate to say it, they're like,
yeah,
for lack of a better word, they're retards. Like
yeah,
you have
exactly,
you have
exactly.
something they got. Think about the demo of PT. Think about the positive response it had, and the
Yeah,
positive
okay.
what's the word, like reception, like people were like interested in the game coming out, and they couldn't even maintain a relationship long enough to ensure the game came out.
Yeah,
Because didn't the game, if I'm not mistaken, I think Revenant can answer this, wasn't the game like never ended up coming out because their relationship with the dev
Kojima.
Kojima, so they ended up canceling it. It's like they should have
Silent
maintained
Hills,
their
right?
yeah, they should have
Yeah, yeah.
maintained
They
their
they
Yeah,
cancel that.
relationship,
seen
but
it.
they canceled it because of Kojima,
Yeah, and
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he was
Yeah.
let go, and obviously, so whatever they were doing with that,
So
they
so
just cancel it.
so think about it. You have this game that's it's gonna automatically be a success. There's no way that game wouldn't have been a success. And then instead of making sure that relationship holds out, so you can inherit so you can reap the benefits of it, what they
Yeah.
did, they fucked it up because of their
Yeah.
ego, because they're hubris. They don't care,
Yeah.
and that's why they're a dumb company. Silent Hill is doomed, bro. Silent Hill will never be what it once was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I even told Reborn about the consulting firm that Bloober Team is working with.
Yeah, of course they are. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
That's
they're
gonna
sellouts.
make it even worse. My thing is like it was already gonna. It had a very good chance of being shit beforehand
Yeah.
because of Bloober Team. Because I mean, think about it. They're making they just made walking simulators the
Yeah.
entire time, which makes sense why the combat is so janky, and is another reason why Konami shouldn't have even had them work on the game to begin with.
They were cheap though.
Exactly.
But they were cheap.
Yeah, yeah, they were
They were
cheap.
cheap.
You could tell that's why, because they were on the cheap. They didn't have to pay them that much to work on the game,
And
and that
it's
was
weird.
it.
And it's weird because some things do look decent. I'll give you an example of what I mean. The game, like before anybody tries to say I'm saying the game looks, because I unfortunately I have to be like very specific because people don't understand nuance.
Yeah, don't
So
misconstrue what you're saying.
yeah, they won't listen to a damn word I said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this game looks good. The game looks like dog shit. However, one thing that I do think looks good is that in the cutscenes, the facial expressions for certain characters does look decent, but it's a shame because the art style and graphics are inconsistent. So,
Yeah,
for
that's
example,
my whole thing. It's like the
in the
whole
trailer,
look of the game is very inconsistent.
when in the trailer when the little girl's making fun of James, I forgot
Laura.
her name. Laura, yeah,
Laura.
she's making fun of James. I found that scene like pretty well done, but then you look at the gameplay and it's fucking awful looking. You know what I mean? And then the graphics look so much cheaper. It kind of reminds me of like the PS2 days where like the cutscenes were CGI, so then like the gameplay didn't match the cutscenes. But like in this regard, there's no reason to do that because the tech is so much better. You can have everything done with an engine.
And just so people know, like in case anyone watching decides to point out, oh, they can't remember the names of the characters or whatever.
I haven't played that game in a billion years.
Yeah, we haven't played that game in like I don't know about Reborn, but I haven't
played that game in forever. I haven't played that game in forever.
When I'm playing this game like once every year or some shit. So
yeah, it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VIII.
Forgive us if we forgot what a roughly 20-year-old game, as far as like the characters and the names and everything.
Well, for reference, Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite one, and then last time I played it, I couldn't even remember where to fucking go. So, like, you gotta like bear with me there, but I forgot. Yeah, I forgot like 90% of the game when I was playing through it, and that's my favorite one. So it's like, as much as I like Silent Hill, it's like I don't love it that much where I remember every detail about it.
But how much are we supposed to care when the developers in question don't care?
But you know what's funny that
that's true.
But yeah, it's like the scenes with Laura. I like how it was executed, where they show the camera angle, like
her face
and like the
camera work was
and then
good.
stuff. It looked authentic. It looked like a little kid. Like the facial expression she made looked like a little kid, like being a pain in the ass. I was like they did a good job with that. But then like the gameplay's terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Then speaking of stiff, it's the gameplay and shit. So and the wall and the
and you look at
like him walking and everything.
And look at look at this guy's jacket. Look at James' jacket. Yeah. Damn, I was gonna say Sutherland, but yeah, look at his jacket.
Stand it.
Yeah.
Another thing,
yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys noticed when they were walking in the and what were they? Were they in the apartment building or in the school? Was it a school?
Damn, I think it was in the school, no?
Apartment building, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a building.
Oh, I'm getting confused with the first game. Anyway, they're in the apartment building and they're walking with Marie, and you can hear her footsteps. Like it sounds like someone with like boots walking on like the floor. James, it sounds like he's like still walking outside, where you're hearing like this wet sound in his footsteps. And I'm like, so I mean, and it's not like fucking Marie is not outside at any point in time. So it's like I don't get it. I remember Reborn, your video, you had pointed out which actually was a good thing you pointed out. The sound effects for the gunshots.
Yeah,
They were awful, god awful.
So
yeah, it's
yes,
still
so it actually
awful.
reminds me of
Yeah,
that where they're getting
awful.
some of the sound effects kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and the new scene how James went and crawled into this
Oh,
garage
it's
and
the
pick
what
up the
was it?
bat.
The garage. Yeah,
It's
that looks so weird. I don't know what the
it's
fuck.
awful, bro.
But you know what's weird? Like that whole opening scenario was pretty different. Like I could have sworn it's been a while, but
Yeah,
correct
it was.
me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he pick up the 2x4 off the floor and he doesn't rip it from a window? And isn't he like in an entirely
No,
different area when he
it's not
fights
by.
the first
Yeah,
enemy?
it's a completely different.
Isn't it like in more like a tunnel, like almost
He,
like a
I think yeah, he's like I think it was like a ripped up gate. He
or
goes
something
through,
like that? And and then he
something
picks
like
up the
that,
two
and
by
then like
four off the ground, right?
yeah, or it might have been like
Yeah,
leaning up
something like
against
that.
the gate or something.
I just know it was different. I just
It
remember it
definitely
being
would
very
no.
different from that.
It's
Yeah,
completely different in the remake.
if you take look original, he was entering maybe this tunnel and pick up the radio. And
It
once
was like
he
a tunnel,
pick up
right? It was a tunnel, right? And the thing was laying there,
yeah,
and then you investigate it, and it gets back up, right? And then isn't that
yeah,
when he
and the
like
queen
It just
some?
comes out of
yeah,
nowhere. I don't think he gets back up. I think you
Okay,
just
okay.
hear it, but then you don't say anything, and
yeah,
then it
and
just like
then the
starts
next thing
walking.
he pick up the bat.
I
The
think.
creature just get up,
Okay.
and then next thing he pick up the bat. And
Yeah.
that's what I like where he entered tunnel. But for that, he has to enter garage and attack that creature. Oh boy.
And also, like, I know that, like, the old games had limitations, but there's no reason at all for the combat to be like that because I'm not mad that the combat is a little, like, clunky. It should be, like, a little restrictive because you want to maintain the horror element. You don't want to be, like, fighting like an action hero. It would be inconsistent from the original.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, those animations, the feedback from hitting the enemies looks terrible. Like,
Yeah,
it just looks
bad.
awful, man.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
Because
bad, bro.
it looks like the enemies, like, I don't know if you guys remember the old Assassin's Creed, right? But like you remember like when you would kill an enemy when they were down and they would have no animation, so it looks like you're stabbing like a still like model. Like the
Yeah.
model just doesn't react, but they all of a sudden they're just dead. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how it looked when he was clubbing it. Like where's like the gore? Where's like the ragdoll physics? Where's like
Even
the
when he was stomping, like he just stomped and made like the squishy sound, but then like nothing
Yeah.
happened.
yeah, like the
No,
character
I
model
want, I
barely
want,
reacted.
I want
There
this.
was some dismemberment, I think, but that
Yeah,
happened when he was
He
like
hit it while I was
shooting
standing, right?
he was shooting the enemy on the ground prior to that. He was like in
yeah,
a different area
yeah,
fighting the enemies there.
yeah. No,
So it's really inconsistent. And another thing I don't I don't like, and I get it where it's like you can like, all right, when you think about it, it's like it's realistic, like because me or you, whoever, would probably do that as well. But seeing as it's it's a video game, and this guy's like,
yeah. That
like
itch,
I'm like, all
bro.
right, like
That
enough.
is
Like he's
bad.
like this guy's like having
Personally
like a
bad.
panic attack
Itch
every few
about
seconds.
2
And he's
seconds.
like picking shit up. He's like,
It's just bad. Just bad.
I'm like, damn, what
It's
the
just
fuck?
bad. For me
James don't do no
personally.
cardio, bro.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
fucking breathing
it's
heavy like
just
the
bad.
entire time. It's like this guy can't relax.
See, like for
Wasn't
me,
he in the military, or am I thinking of
no,
Homecoming?
that's Homecoming.
Okay.
But like
Homecoming got him
for
more
me,
good.
it's like it's not a big deal because like in that situation, like I get what like I agree with what you said before that it would be like more realistic. However, like I can see how it could be annoying, but personally, I don't hate it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just
Hmm.
think that like overall the execution of the game isn't good. So it's
No.
like I feel like if you're playing a bad game, something that or you're playing something that's a mediocre remake or whatever, is gonna make you notice little things that annoy you more
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're gonna just be like more focused on a negative. I think it's
Right.
like that with anything. Like if a movie's good, you can. I don't know if you noticed, but like a movie could
But
be good and have like
I,
some weird.
I will get on the movie next. What they create, it
But
So by two
really
viral.
blew my mind off.
but
It
before we talk about the movie stuff, because I just want to make this point, it's like
yeah.
you have these things happen where you watch a movie. If the movie is good, you're willing to overlook like little flaws in it, right?
That's true. Yeah.
No
But like
more.
with a game, when something's really bad or like a disgrace, you're gonna notice
You'll
every
notice
little plot
everything.
hole,
Yeah.
everything, because
Yeah.
that shows you that it's not a good product. Like I'll give you an example. Like I love John Wick, but if you actually know about like guns and how like muzzle flashes and shit, like there's a lot of flaws in that movie, right? Or like a martial arts movie. A martial arts movie could be good, but you start noticing how fake the fighting is if the movie is really bad. When if you're enjoying it, you kind of suspend your disbelief more. So I feel like when you can't suspend your disbelief and it's really obnoxious, a lot of times that's because your overall product is lacking somewhere.
And then it definitely is lacking in many places.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. No
What
worries,
the
no
hell?
worries, right too. It's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, King Turk can. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, King Turk, have you seen the gameplay of Silent Hill 2 Remake? And what's your thought about it, King Turk? Just write it down so you can put your personal opinion.
Yo,
Like,
what up, Y2? Yeah, King Turk.
yeah, King Turk.
Yeah, like that should. I mean, it's a bad remake. It's gonna be a bad remake. People are gonna defend it because, as always, they defend it. I seen people trying to defend Angela
That.
already. So
Oh! You
people are
gotta
already
be
defending Angela.
kidding me. I'm not saying you Jenpachi, but really?
People are already defending it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Generous, bro.
And people are now
That's to
saying,
be
"Oh, you can."
expected.
They're saying the usual shit. Oh, you can't jerk off to her. Oh my god, blah blah blah. It's like they're full of
Oh
shit. Like,
man, yeah, they're doing that. It's funny because I'm doing
Wow.
another video about that, so I'm gonna talk about that for sure. A separate video actually. So
Yeah. Recently came back.
because they'll be saying, the usual people that say a bunch of dumb shit because they have to defend the new thing.
That, that,
yeah,
that, that that's why how it is like this. It like gaming industry. Like I'm gonna speak about Spit Heart, what you say, because right now he's now feeling so much concern about Mega so free because he's thinking like I think they gotta do like the same rehash it from the five, and he doesn't know what to get around this year for gaming, bro. He doesn't know what game he doesn't want to get.
you know what
No,
it is? There has to be a gaming crash.
yeah, but basically,
Whenever there's a crash or something, then they try to revert back to what they know will sell. So it's kind of like if gaming fails, I mean, if like these games fail and a lot of these companies crash and burn, and people just can't afford to spend $80, $70 on these terrible games, what's going to happen is that they're going to have to go back to square one because they're going to be so desperate for a profit. They're going to ignore the people that are like activists, and they're going to say, no, we need to make money, so we're going to do this anyway. It's kind
but
of like that movie Top Gun Maverick. That wasn't that the newer one?
Yeah, yeah, it was.
And it's like a thing where it's like, all right, we're losing so much money. They know that a movie like that's gonna sell, so eventually they end up reverting to doing that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
because
true.
that's the thing. Right now, the gaming industry go head that way. Right now, PlayStation want to hire these type of motherfuckers into the building, like the activists. But these activists have purely, purely, spew around the gaming industry, spew around the Western society as a whole, like when it comes to Sony PlayStation. And right now, they can't let go of the damn Eastern game, Cellblade. They can't let go because they got the spew.
Well, look at how many new IPs really do well.
Yeah, but they can't
Most
they
of,
can't let that shit go.
yeah,
That's why they got this IP so they can ruin that one. And basically, once when this one ruined, they go find another project to ruin.
yeah.
Look up in Square Enix right now. They're banning Western Studio, which was so
Well,
bad.
look what happened to Arkham.
Yeah, but right now it's way damn worse now. When it comes to Western, it's getting way damn worse. Right now, they want to silence a lot of creators that call the things out now. Right now, they gonna do false flagging just like
Like
Naughty Dog
like
with
Kotaku with that. What's that guy's name again?
Smash.
Grom,
There you go.
Groms.
Yeah,
Smash
like false
Okay.
Smash
flagging.
JTV. What was his name
Yeah,
again?
Smash Gay TV.
No, I said
The fuck?
JTV, not Gay
What the hell?
TV.
yeah, bro, homie. Right now, it's
Gay
confirmed.
TV.
Yeah,
That's anything from Hollywood is Gay TV.
exactly. Because
Real.
basically, right now, the
That's why people talk. You know what's funny? I just want to mention this. I like Sydney Sweeney's hot and all, but people talking about her like she's the second coming, and people forget she was in that fucking gay ass show Euphoria. That show was an
Who?
abomination. Sydney Sweeney.
I don't know who that is.
That's this woman. She's pretty attractive. She got fucking giant tits, and she's flashing them and stuff. Like not flashing them like literally, but she's like not shy about like I guess showing her body.
Oh, okay.
Like with the way she dresses, and people are like acting like it's like this great thing. It is, but then remember, she took part in Euphoria, which is like some fucking woke piece of shit show. So it's not like she's like the fucking savior. Like she like it's not like she's like against DI. She participates in it. That show is one of the wokest shows that I've ever had the displeasure of being exposed to, bro. Like,
I feel for you.
so yeah, like. I just mentioned that because it made me think of it. I know it's kind of random, but
Anyway,
Yeah, basically, like I say, um, so basically, like I saying, my homie, um,
I'm not your
I want to
homie.
say this, right? Um, bas-
wait, what you say?
I said I'm not your homie.
oh, you know, my homie.
Nah, he's joking.
Bro, I'm playing with
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
bro. I'm playing.
I know. Like basically, like even though Spirit's saying right now, like it's gonna be so hard to like get rid of these type of people, but it's gonna be so hard because we can't control everything because it's a multi-million company. But like I said, they like they like a spew. They like a damn virus. And right now we came down
Yeah,
to
it is.
like the Suicide
Uh,
Squad. Right now the game
Grums
the game
had
is
mentioned a while ago that people should like roughly like if people had if people what the fuck am I trying to say? If people were not to buy AAA games for like roughly like 2 years, then that'll
Yeah, it'll
cause some
destroy them.
type of change that would have to happen because within that span of time, they're gonna lose so many sales.
They're gonna lose
So
millions, bro. If you're
yeah,
developing a game
more
for
than they
4
already are.
years that costs
yeah
$100 million or whatever, and
Hmm.
you have this long time investment of development for these games,
yeah
and then they're continuously fail back to back within a course of like
yeah
2 years, they're gonna lose
effing up.
a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effed up hard. I'm telling you right now. Let me tell you this right now. I'm gonna be real.
It's a battle of
Them man,
attrition, basically.
yeah, bro, exactly. Right now, the bitches gaming mainstream media trying so hard when it comes to Suicide Squad. They are trying so hard to like delete, YouTubers, gaming channels away. When it comes to the Suicide Squad, these bitch ass, soy boy. Because remember, they're they're the one saying that they want to go anti-war with the consumers, and once when they do it, they want to ban their channel. They want to terminate the channel. But the funny thing, when he came back to them, they can't handle that type of shit. They
Yeah.
can't.
Well, I'll put something funny about that. My animation about Suicide Squad got more views in the first 4 months than that game has players on it,
Yeah,
which is crazy, Like all these
I don't know how anyone can
people,
still be
and you
playing
can
that
see
game.
you see people trying to. My point is, you see people defending that shit, and then like they're not playing it though. They're
yeah,
on
exactly.
Yeah,
videos
right.
defending it, but they're not actually playing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Exactly that's true. Really true, bro. And basically, I'll be real. Like I said, when it comes to gaming mainstream media and also the company, they okay to terminate people channels like small creators that tell the truth about it. But the fact like is the majority of the audience don't play the game, and we showing out the hypocrisy, and now they want to shy away with a lot of the things what they say, and that's
yeah,
how a bitch move they can't even handle a bitch
Well,
move.
they keep
yeah.
backpedaling.
Yeah, and,
Well,
and
like,
it's the same thing.
But
mhm.
then like in
Let's
a short period of time afterwards, they got to go back and start spewing the same nonsense they were saying before. But
Yeah,
once they get some
Yeah.
pushback, because they think like they're gonna say something, everyone's gonna be on their side. But when that's not the case, then they backpedal, wait until some of the heat dies down, and then they go back to saying a bunch of dumb shit.
yeah, but let me tell
Yeah.
you the only truth. And even though it's really getting so pointless to the point, even though when you got majority of people trying to confront the debate, they're always shy away from that. Y'all put yourself into the debate first, and now you want to backpedal of it. Nah, you got to debate.
Well, a lot of people can't debate. That's why they resort to the ad hominem. Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
because they know what will happen.
Yeah, but
but
the only
the worst
but
thing is when people they defend these things, and then when you call them out and tell them to talk live, then they want to backpedal during the live.
yeah, exactly,
Well,
bro.
it's actually funny
That's
you brought that up. I literally just like maybe like 30 minutes ago or so. I think around the time before we even once Reborn went live on here. Um
mhm.
someone who fucking sending a bunch of shit fucking comments on the Assassin's Creed Shadows video that me and you did,
Yeah,
Jinpachi.
yeah,
Um that I still don't know if it's still gonna be up or not. I mean, I'm assuming it still is since nothing's happened yet.
yeah. I
So
think they must have. It must have been a thing where they try to flag it, and then they reviewed it again and realized that they couldn't do it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
just stupid, bro.
but
Stupid.
But what
but
were you
but
saying,
but
Revenant?
but yeah, so the person commenting, because he commented on the video, I don't think he left a regular comment. He just like was like going into the replies and shit, being a coward like a pussy.
Yeah,
Then he
yeah,
the community post where I had made mention of the fucking hate speech policy YouTube, whatever the fuck that they
yeah.
sent me.
The
Um
the bullshit. Yeah,
yeah, the bullshit, and he was on there too, and I'm like, all right. So then I post about the podcast. I'm like, promoting the podcast. Oh, podcast tomorrow is what we're talking about. Yada yada yada. And he's like, oh, no one's gonna watch your podcast. What the fuck? You call me little boy or whatever, or kid or something. And so I basically like said like, well, I know you'll be there, and I know you'll be there watching, and since you're running your mouth on my Assassin's Creed video
Yeah.
and this in the community post from the other day, surely you'll have no problem join the panel to talk live then, unless you're scared.
Exactly.
And we know the response is gonna be, I gotta go in there.
I don't
You
got
gotta,
time.
I don't have time. You gotta pay me. Why would I want to go on your podcast and all
Oh
sort of shit? But
my
then they
You know
can
what it
come
is?
on, you
Because
can come on your
people
videos and shit
people
and
feel
write a bunch of
comfortable
comments.
talking shit when they can just leave a comment. And I have to respond.
Yep.
If
Oh
they're live, they're gonna be held accountable.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
So that's what it
So
is.
all they can
I already know what
video.
his answer is gonna be. If he even decides to answer, because he may just pull some dumb shit where it's like he
Yeah, they're
Oh,
decides
pussies.
false
not to
That's what it
flagging,
answer.
is.
like
You
like
know?
like like a female mood, like false
Yes.
flagging a bit.
They're
Yeah.
bitches. They're bitches.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like, look, if you're gonna talk shit,
Back it
you
up.
should be back it up. If you can't
Yeah,
back it up, then don't run your mouth.
yeah. But guys, let me tell you this, because right now, even though we talk about gaming, but let me tell you one other topic. Because right now we consider this bitch ass mainstream media and also this type of culture. Right now they want to get rid of free channels on the list. Free channels basically when it comes to mainstream media, like full on copy mainstream media. Like just play things, press and fit, and many
Oh,
other
just pearly
things.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, they like the whole mainstream want their channel to be terminated, and also many of the
Yeah.
other podcasters channel be terminated too.
Well, so they terminated her channel, or they're trying to terminate it.
No, they're trying to terminate it because they really want free these type of content creators to be cancelled and terminated too that much because what is it they speak about real life situation.
Well, you know,
It's
the funny
freedom
thing
of
is,
speech.
when it comes to pearly things, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because a lot of the people that are against her, they expose themselves. They basically prove her right with their responses to her. Because they say, like, oh, she's a pick me, she doesn't look that good or whatever. And that's why she acts like that. Because, she's like, they say she's ugly or whatever. But think about it. These same women are talking about, like, how, it's not just, the movements like, oh, yeah, it's the like, body positivity and shit until it's one of their enemies. Then when it's their enemies, it's fair game. You could say she's built like a refrigerator. You could say she's ugly, whatever, all this shit. But if she was saying that about some fucking OnlyFans thought, then they'll be doing some body positivity bullshit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny to me that with Pearl, they call her like all this shit, and they end up just proving that what she's saying correct. That all
Yeah.
those people are fucking hypocrites. They're liars, and again, like, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. A lot of people get mad at people like her because she says shit that is true.
Yeah, Bongo be real for even though even though we've seen this coming throughout the decade society, we have these type of these type of people trying their best to silence a creator or get a lot of creator be terminated at the platform just because they speak free of speech. Like what did it get them to like be cancelled off the damn platform? Meanwhile, what is it, y'all? Even though okay, we do understand we spend and you do have the Prime month, but what's the difference to you when it came down? I'm not saying not YouTube, but what's the difference to you when you got people disagreeing with you and it's okay to target them to get them out the platform be terminated, but meanwhile you're looking to exclude a lot of other people that speak the freedom of speech. But
Well,
right now, I would say right now, even though right now you got now companies right now for the mainstream media when it comes to YouTube trying to like full on tell truth and freedom of speech, they're trying their best silent that hard. Oh, we need to go pro censorship. And it's the same thing like Reverend Reverend with you guys. At least you guys are genuinely good when we make a video about Assassin's Creed. Because right now,
Oh,
we keep
thanks.
down.
thanks, yeah.
Yeah. Right,
But
right
but
now.
don't you think it's weird that somebody can go on YouTube and comment, "I'm tired of white people. Y'all white people are full of shit." All this stuff. They don't get any punishment from YouTube in terms of like getting strikes on their channel, getting their videos taken down. But you can
Yeah.
make a video about Yasuke not being a real samurai, and that video is flagged as hate speech. Isn't that fucking crazy? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
even if
just
it's entirely factual and is being talked about by minorities themselves, that somehow is hate speech. But you can literally just straight up have a video about how you're tired of white people, and that doesn't get fucking taken down off YouTube.
yeah.
Shit,
Or
they let Antifa members and fucking
or
There's fucking
or
ISIS
I'm tired
members
of
on
yeah,
YouTube.
people.
that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm tired of Asian
in
people.
the
I'm
wild.
tired.
But then you got fucking people like Alex Jones, Donald Trump, or Andrew Tate, or people like that. James Woods, and other
I'm
people.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, and end up having to get their account suspended, their ban permanently suspended, or just completely just like taken off from the
Oh,
site.
Tommy sorted me out too. Because
Him
Tommy
too.
sorted
Yeah,
me
yeah,
out.
that's
Tommy
another one.
Sotomayor.
Yeah,
He got
no, that's
perma
true.
banned off YouTube.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and also Twitter. They kept reporting his Twitter. They kept reporting
Yeah.
his Instagram.
Yeah.
Look,
They also reported his Patreon a few years ago.
Oh,
A whole bunch of
here's my
shit. I
thing
think
too.
even GoFundMe as
exactly.
well.
Here's my thing with this.
Yeah.
It's one thing. It's one thing. All right. I don't like censorship regardless.
Exactly.
I think people should be punished for their hate speech via community. So for what I mean by that is like people should have freedom of speech but not freedom of consequences. So if you're gonna
Exactly.
punish, but if you're gonna punish people for saying hate speech, then, or what's considered hate speech, then the same thing should happen to people who attack whites or who attack Asians or who say other racist shit. You can't just target
Yeah.
people because they said something negative about black people. You got to
Yeah,
target everybody.
it
And
can't,
Yeah,
again,
exactly. I
it can't
talked
and
be
about
again,
one
that,
sided. It
bro.
has to be
and
equal. That's
and there has
how
to
it
be
should
better
be.
discernment. There has to be
Yeah.
discernment. If someone's talking, if someone's saying that Yasuke wasn't a real samurai and that it's disrespectful to Japanese culture and all this shit, that doesn't mean that you hate black people. Only
You
to me,
think
only the dumbest of fucks,
so
only like a person
exactly, bro.
with a fucking pebble for a brain would think that criticizing someone like Yasuke being a samurai means you hate black people. That's so fucking stupid. That's
Yeah, it's
like
so
it,
damn stupid, bro. It's
it's
crazy.
so dumb. It's like, in the end of the day, most people, they like, all right, I'll put it this way: Assassin's Creed Origins came out and nobody bitched about the main character being black in
No,
that game. Nobody killed,
nobody, bro.
no one complained about liberation. Nobody
Yeah,
complained about Achilles in Assassin's Creed 3,
yeah. And
even
Or
though that game,
what's his face
or
84.
in
Connor.
Freedom
Yeah,
Cry.
nobody did not damn complain at all, bro.
No one complains. So to say like, oh, they're just mad because he's black is fucking retarded. The main character of the first game is a Middle Eastern guy. Like,
Yeah, right.
Altair is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, and also Exo's
and also he's atheist.
And he's an atheist. And in the game, you're killing fucking Muslims and Christians, and no one complained about those games. So for the people saying that, it's just deflection. But it just annoys me that people talk out their ass like that, where it's like, oh, y'all just don't want to see black people. Y'all just don't want to do whatever. It's like, no, people are tired. People are tired of DEI. That's what they're tired of, DEI.
Yeah, and they notice it, and that's why.
Because you know what? Right? Tomorrow, they could announce a Spawn game that looks hot, and not a single person would complain that he's a black character. You know why? Because Spawn's a fucking sick character.
Yep.
They can make a Blade game.
We need a new Spawn game.
Yeah, exactly. So to say like, oh, you guys are just everyone's who's against this is racist or whatever. It's like such a bullshit fake ass argument made by little dick pebble brain faggots. Excuse me, but it's like, come on, get the fuck over it. Like, learn to use nuance, learn to have a brain. That's why I don't respect those people, because like you want me to like
they always gotta use the race card to
race victim. I hate
to go after anyone with anything. They can't dispute what's happening, so they'll just go around and call you a racist and say how they're oppressed and how we can never go a day without having a character without people claiming it's bad or it's wrong or whatever. Y'all being racist or whatever.
Oh yeah,
we get a black character for once, and it's like we had black characters before. They've existed.
Bro, I love
shit. Most of these people don't even support
Crisis,
like existing black characters. Like fucking,
and that's the irony.
Naomi, that fucking didn't even last. Didn't even get a second season, but they want to talk about how much they love black characters. They had a cyborg movie
because they
ain't gonna give a shit. Or even
even though Cyborg is sick and should have his own movie, but that's a whole other scenario as well.
Even what's his name? The Spider. You put any of these like somewhat obscure black superheroes in a movie, in a game, or a show, these black people, these pro-blacks, whatever you want to call them, these fucking white liberals, the white saviors and shit, they ain't gonna give a shit. But let them race swap Superman or someone, and they're gonna be in there real quick.
Exactly,
because they only see legitimacy in existing in a popular media or like established white characters. That's why I feel like they're full of shit. Because in the end of the day,
bro.
At the end of the day, they don't care.
Speak volumes, because it's like when the characters are there, they don't care. They're not there. But then when it's something that suits their narrative, like with fucking Yasuke and shit, then now they want to come in and support it. When's the last time they gave it?
You know why? Because that made
for Assassin's Creed. Just like Miles Morales 2 with Spider-Man.
It's because they made, because you know what it is? Because the idea of black Spider-Man, the idea of like a black Wolverine or a black samurai, it makes their weeaboo dick hard because they like Spider-Man. They don't care about a character being black. They care about Spider-Man being black. They want to have a Japanese samurai. Japanese culture being tied to black people. That's what they want. They don't really give a shit about like including black characters or anything. Like same with gays. They don't actually care about like an actual gay superhero like Midnighter, but which is actually a cool black a cool gay superhero, and they don't give a shit about them. But they want Batman to be gay. They want Superman to be gay. They want Robin to be gay. Superman's but it's the same thing. That's why they could call everyone racist till they're blue in the face, but they're full of fucking shit. They can say phobe this, phobe that, but I guarantee you that they're fucking normies who don't even care about half these properties, and they don't even know about the good fucking gay and black or Hispanic characters that already exist. So why should I respect their opinion?
Exactly, people now give a shit about Assassin's Creed.
Even it's just gone too far. But even though right now we talk about this probably in your show, well, I'm gonna talk about Silent Hill 2 movie. Boy, right. Loads of race.
Bro, are we gonna talk about that tomorrow?
What? Assassin's Creed?
No, Silent Hill.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Assassin's
Creed tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that too on the podcast. Assassin's Creed. But I feel like the need to say that mainly because it's so easy for people to make those arguments, and I feel like anytime there's opportunity to call that bullshit out, you should, because it's too one-sided, and you have too many people that are too cowardly to say when something is wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why all these people are okay with the racism and sexism going on with straight white men and like all this other shit that's going on. So I think people should speak up on it because they normalize being fucking cowards and being afraid of backlash.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Anyway,
it
we'll get
like
on to the Silent Hill movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
I just wanted
Yeah.
to point that
yeah,
out because I feel like it's
exactly.
important.
Yeah.
Understand. But right now, I'm gonna say this: why the fuck, like, why get this guy throughout the 2006? Okay, I do respect that movie, but it's not like nowhere near to the damn original. But why want to make James into another race swap character and probably Eddie as a goddamn motherfucking another race swap character?
James wasn't race swap though.
No, no,
Was he like a
He
Latino
just looked-
guy?
I thought he was like a white guy. He just didn't look like James. That was my.
He didn't look like
issue
James
from
at
what-
all.
from what I
He didn't
saw.
look like he didn't.
it,
Yeah,
it doesn't even look like James, bro.
because we saw that at the same. We saw it together. Me and Revenant. We saw it. We were watching it together, and we both said like laugh because he didn't look shit like James.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looked like a white guy to me. So I don't think he was.
Well,
great.
hold on,
Hispanic or anything.
hold on. Revenant, Reborn. So you said that he's race swapped. Who do you know who the actor is playing him?
Oh no, because my opinion, I thought it's race swap. But I think when it came down to Eddie, they constantly move him too because he ain't no blonde. That guy ain't no blonde.
Bro, but you know they don't care about the movies though.
Yeah,
At all.
but cut to this to Christopher Gunn, whatever. Shut up, just shut up, just shut your mouth, bro. Shut your damn ass mouth. Like you saying, oh, I love the fall games. I love the Silent Hill.
No,
1.
you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah,
People
right.
say that.
Bro, shut
It's
the
like
fuck up, bro.
Lance Reddick.
Shut
Lance
the
Reddick.
fuck up.
I look. Lance Reddick died, and he was he was a really good actor.
Yeah.
But when
rest
they
in
cast
peace.
him as Wesker, come on, I'm sorry. Like I like Lance Reddick. I think he was great.
Good
I'm not
actor,
mocking
but,
it. I'm not mocking.
terrible
Yeah,
casting.
yeah, he's good. He's a really good actor. I'm a big fan of his. But come on, man. I like Samuel Jackson, that don't mean they should cast him as Leon. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, bro. Like, and
Zombie
you know what?
motherfucker.
Like, I feel like they should put him in a movie, but give him find a role for him, like just to have him
Yeah,
there.
just might as well. Yeah.
Make him Kenneth in the beginning, and then
There
they show
you
how
go,
Kenneth
yeah.
died. Give him an extended intro.
I was
so you,
bitten, motherfucker.
somebody get all these motherfucking zombies out this motherfucking mansion.
Police station.
But you know what's funny? In Resident Evil 2 remake, I'm sorry, not remake, the movie of Resident Evil, the last one that came out, they race swapped Leon. And they race swapped Jill.
That was was that the Netflix one?
No.
Like,
The
Oh,
Netflix-
that's a different thing. I'm sorry.
The
I thought they
Netflix
had
one
the
was
movie
the-
and the show on there.
The show was the one with Lance Reddick being
was-
Wesker,
okay,
where he looked
okay.
like Blade. And then and then the movie was when they race swapped Leon. They made
That's
him look
what it
like
was. Yeah.
he looked like he worked in a grocery store.
He
about to
really.
make that.
He about to put
Bro.
the cans in the freezer.
Like, bro, I know it's fucked up. Like, I'm Hispanic. I can make fun of other Hispanics. Damn it.
Me too.
Like, but like he looked like he was about to be like, yo, what up, cuz? That bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, he gotta hook you up early in the morning.
yeah. Oh, I love the Fall Silent Hill games. My favorite series. Shut the.
I don't know. Like, he just gives off
Like-
vibes that he don't play games, right?
The reason
don't
why
play
They just
games.
make it too obvious.
the reason why I brought up Lance Reddick now I remember is because they'll say that they're like, oh, they love the series, and if you really love the series, you'll never accept that role, knowing what those characters should be like.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Like, it's like, as much as I like Batman, like I feel very uncomfortable if they wanted me to play the character, because I would look nothing like Bruce Wayne, bro. Like, so it's like, yeah, I like the character, but come on,
yeah.
like you should have like the foresight to know, hey, maybe it's not a good role for me.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Not good role for those type of characters.
Yeah, and it's out of respect.
But guys, have you seen they changed James Carr through the movie and they write I like a Ford Mustang? Who the fuck would drive that shit?
Ford Mustang.
Ford Mustang. And
Bro.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that.
creator saying, well, we okay for the movie director going different societal to, you
But
know,
They just
movie.
want
yeah,
money. That's it. They
but
want to
it's not
Yeah,
even
it's for
say
it's
that
not
the
even
they
just
bomb,
want
that.
bro.
money.
They sell the rights. That's the problem, and they probably have like a thing where they can't like bash the movie, so they have to kind of keep their mouth shut
But they
until like
can't interfere, pretty
with the
much.
movie sales. Yeah, so I think it might be a contractual thing. It's
Yeah,
kind of like a shift up where like they might not be able to like directly bash Sony.
Sony, but they
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
gotta
no,
like
yeah, yeah.
stake it and just
just take the L. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like bro, none of those people making those movies give a shit about the movie. Like, they like that it's a property that exists.
yeah,
And then
yeah. True.
they're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a property that exists. That means that it's gonna have a default fan base, which means they don't have to take as much of a financial risk, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, I heard that movie with Ryan Gosling. I don't know how true it is. It's called the the Fall Guy. I heard it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's the one.
good, but because I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard it's pretty good. If it is good, it doesn't have the brand recognition of an existing property, so it's likely that a lot of people didn't end up seeing it because of that. But if that
You know
movie
what?
was,
You know what actually had some name recognition that people did not see was that Mad Max movie,
yeah,
Furiosa, whatever her name was.
yeah, there's somebody that I mess with on YouTube, like I mean mess with like he's like somebody I associate with, and they're trying to defend it and saying, oh, stop pretending Mad Max is like this beloved series from the 80s or
It
whatever. It's like
is. What the
it is, and it's like, dude, like just because you're not a crazy fan of it doesn't mean that other people
Nah,
aren't.
bro,
That's
I'm
that
Yeah,
shit.
glad.
I hate
That
when
shit
people
was
do that.
shit
Yeah, bro,
that shit is
that is
influential.
flop
Fist of
Yeah,
hard.
it
Fist of
is.
the North
Gender
Star,
swap, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Gender swap.
Fist of the
Fallout.
North, Fallout, all
Why?
those. Yeah, and the thing
Why?
is that
You
I want to
speak.
mention about I'm sorry, let me just finish this thought, Reborn. Um, the Furiosa thing, it's like nobody wants that, bro. No one
Exactly.
cares about your original movie in a Mad Max universe. They want fucking Mad
Feminist
Max.
Mad Max.
Exactly, bro.
She was in Fury Road, right?
She what the character was, but I think she was played by Charlize Theron. Where this
Oh,
is like
different actor, right?
it's a prequel, I think, or
The
something. I
Fury.
don't know.
Okay. I
But
don't know.
no one,
I didn't know if
bro.
it was a
I
But
hate when
sequel or
people
what.
do that. They'll be like, "Oh, like I'll give you a more obscure one, like not obscure, but like Evangelon, right?" They'll be like, "Oh, well, y'all act like Evangelon was a big series, but you know what? To the person who cares about it, it matters to them. It still has a
yeah,
fan base.
always
It's not an
about that.
it's not an original property. People they say like, oh, it was an 80s or 90s film or whatever, like, or like this wasn't as big as Star Wars or whatever. Like no one cares about that because it still has a fan base. It's like Peacemaker. You can say like, oh, no one cares about that character, but there are people that do. So what?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
To King Truck's comment, it's kind of funny
Yeah,
because I
it's
remember
great. It's great. Yeah,
Jenpachi had
he
told me
got the
that
point. My homie got a good
that
point.
Angela looks like
Respect him.
might look like a
Shout out to
transgender.
King Turb.
Yeah,
Respect for that dude, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
She does look like a transgender.
She does. She got that.
It is
I don't know.
that
She got that bloated potato head,
For real. Then she got the bangs and shit to cover up the manly features a bit.
bro. I don't understand why they do. I just don't get it.
It's
Spirit.
bad
Look,
for
look.
little
Yes, it's
girl.
true. In real
Bad
life,
for
not all
little
women are
girl. You
attractive.
like this?
Yeah, but
Oh,
the thing is that within the game, she actually was attractive, and they
Yeah,
actually intended her to look that way, despite the limitations within the technology.
yeah. They
yeah.
intended
That's
for
the
her to
thing
look a
people
certain way.
keep fail to realize. They be like, "Oh, the character never. You talk about a game from whatever years ago, whatever. The technology is not how it is now. People think that these high technology, like the high tech and all that, means that when you think of realism, they gotta look fucking ugly and ridiculous and got all this dirt and grime all over their
Exactly,
face, no
bro.
matter where they're at.
Yeah,
All
or
I
it
these
look,
all
or
these
they look, or
imperfections on their face when you step outside
like,
in the fucking hood.
guys. I'm
At least
gonna
where
be
I'm
real
at,
to
you're
you
gonna
honest with
notice
you right now.
women look
I'm gonna be
10
real to
times
honest.
better. Random ass women
yeah,
in the hood looking 10 times better than these fucking majority of these female characters from these Western games.
yeah.
Exactly, bro.
It's like I
Guys,
see more
let's be
women. I
real.
see more women that look at least average
Yeah,
than these games imply.
yeah, but guys, I'm gonna be
Average does not mean ugly. Average just means somewhat unremarkable. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but guys, I'm gonna be real, and here's my real personal opinion. Right now, Eastern is doing so great with the game, but what like it's always the Western always want to do a mockery around the gaming industry, embarrassing the whole Thai gaming industry as a whole.
But it's not
Yeah,
it's
including
not it's not
then when
just
anyone points
Eastern.
it out, it's like everyone wants to act like not everyone, but the usual people want to act like you're talking crazy talk, and it's like we got evidence to back it up. Look what they're doing with these games.
yeah,
But then I think I know what Jenpachi was going to mention about a lot of Eastern studios fall victim to what a lot of Western studios
yeah,
do as
exactly.
well.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's just getting to a
Look,
point like,
it's everything. This is the old story, though. Reborn. This is the same old story. A series arises, right? I'm gonna use an example. Gears of War. Wow, this game came out of nowhere. It's so good. People love it. The game makes a shit ton of money. Then the executives start rubbing their hands together, and they always ask the same question: how can we get the most amount of people who don't like Gears of War to like Gears of War? And then that opens the door for like, all right, well, let's add a female character, or let's add this, let's add that, let's make this character more playable. Can we focus on these things in the next one? And because they're under contract, because the producers or like the producers or the publisher is saying, hey, we're funding your game, we want you to implement this, they have no choice but to do it. So until games are predominantly independently developed, which is like most indie games, you're gonna keep getting this bullshit happening. That's why so many indie games or like even like smaller Japanese companies like Nikkei, they hit their stride with what was that game? Nikkei, right? That's what it's called. They made a lot of money with that game because the gotcha mechanics. And then after they made all that money, then they made Stellar Blade, and Sony's like, all right, well, now you're in the big leagues. It's time to add some censorship to your game. You get me? And
yeah,
that's
that's
usually
true.
what happens. Like a game company, they start off small, they make a success, and then whenever they try to appeal to as quote unquote as many people as possible, that's when all shit goes to hell. So all the
Yeah,
Japanese companies and all the Eastern companies that you like right now, like Shift Up, it's only a matter of time before they get compromised. I
yeah,
hate to say
that's
it.
true. Yeah, but that's true.
They
And
already showed that.
like
They already showed that
I
with Stellar
understand,
Blade.
like I understand how these business go away comes to like these corporations and also the mainstream media, because we all know the full on gaming mainstream media will not last that long, because it's gonna be a way for them to go to find a way to like get these companies put down into bits by bits, and it's not good for us, for like,
What
even though we're
what
we're
happened?
trying to best to speak the truth, but
Yeah.
meanwhile, they will get into those studios and get hold of their design. Whatever you're designing, mm-mm, you
But it's
best.
the core. It's not just DEI people. Like the DEI people are like a symptom of a bigger problem.
Yeah, like,
Because the DEI people are hired by the publishers half the time, not by
yeah,
the actual developer themselves.
no, no, no,
The
no.
developer has to work alongside the
Yeah, the DDI publisher. We all know that.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
what happens is it's like these big companies like Take Two, they say, hey, your game is making fun of trans people or whatever, for example. It's like, well, this is GTA, we make fun of everybody, and they're like, yeah, we get this is like the attitude. Yeah, we know you guys make fun of everybody, but just don't make fun of them. Just leave them out of it, which misses the point because again, they're not developers, they're not writers, they're just corporate bitches, right? Corporate cocksuckers that see that as their investment and they want to make sure that it appeals to a certain amount of people.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even if they don't know better, it's like they have enough power where in their ignorance they can end up negatively affecting something that's already like established. So I think that makes sense if you think about it. Like they say, oh well, this series is already established, but I don't care. I'm putting this money in, so I'm not gonna trust the person who's actually developing the game. I'm gonna trust my own fucking mouth, despite me not knowing anything about game development, and say, hey, no, just add this to it. Don't change the narrative this way. Add these characters or whatever. It's like unqualified people who are just basically glorified banks loaning money to
yeah,
these companies,
yeah, yeah,
and that's what it is. They're a glorified bank
yeah.
loaning money to these companies, and then that's what happens. They feel like because they're loaning this money, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote, loaning it, that they have more say than they actually should.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I
my that's
plus,
my point with that.
yeah, also plus two. Let me give this, and I agree with this other point, but I'm gonna tell you what the only thing that makes sense and makes right. Spirit talk about this when it comes to this DIT around gaming. Even though right now, if many developers like disagree with probably around with the publishers, and also even though the public disagree, Like they like he said, like basically the investors don't want to be associated with them. So for example, if both companies don't want a DEI, then what is it? They're they're both kind of side will be like getting taken out by the investors. Like the investors don't want to work with them
Yeah,
or any
yeah,
company that refuse to do it.
yeah. It's true. That's exactly what it is. And
Yeah,
also, they have so much power that they can actually directly affect the company. They could say, "Well, you know what? It's like EA. Look at EA.
yeah,
EA could just say, "Hey, we're gonna shift the creative director to this person because we don't like what you're doing." Right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or like,
yeah.
look at Amy Hennig in Naughty Dog.
Hmm.
So they can just say like, "Oh, we don't like what you're doing. We're trying to do this, so we're gonna remove you from the position that you're in and put somebody else there." You know,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what it is. That's why these companies have to remain independent. But what happens is they get greedy. That's what it really comes down to. It's the company's faults
yeah,
too, because then they say, "Hey, we can become a privately traded company. I mean, an openly traded company." And then once they start getting those investors, because they want that money, they want that extra revenue, they say, "Well, hey, now we can make bigger games, but now you have to answer to somebody."
yeah. That's
It's
true.
no longer your vision. It's whatever the creative director. I mean, whatever
Great.
the it's whatever the investors think
Yeah,
is right.
yeah. That's true. Absolutely damn true, bro.
Yeah.
And what we'll say, even though we gonna get into the last topic, even though we come down the PlayStation, we come down the Silent Hill to maybe remake and also the transmission. It, personally, even though I understand you wanna do the full gameplay of Silent Hill 2 remake, but what about other games like probably the Townfall or F?
Oh, I didn't show that either.
Yeah, they didn't show them neither
I
because we
guess in a way it's better because they're probably like a year or so off anyway, so they might as
yeah,
well just like focus on something that's gonna be coming out in a few months.
yeah, a few
And
months.
also, it when they first showed the trailer, they went like about a year without showing anything else. So at least now at least regardless of, I mean, not regardless, but the janky modern day bullshit aside, at least they showed a good amount of the game.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
showed more real time gameplay.
Yeah,
yeah, real
so at
time
least they gave
gameplay.
us a better idea of what the end product is gonna be,
I think they
which
know they have a bomb on their hands.
Yeah,
I think
they
so.
could have the
Yeah.
bomb. They could have the bomb because I can knew like
Cause,
maybe
cause
it's gonna be around the end of my birthday around that month because my birthday around September, but when it comes to September, it'll be October.
well, look
Personally,
at
like
Stellar Blade.
I agree, Remnant. They could have at least maybe give it probably around next year, or maybe around like I said, put it around December, maybe maybe near on the end of December. But nope.
I don't think no amount of time is gonna save that game.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
because
you're
think
right.
about it, like
You're
when they
right.
first showed it, they had to have been working on it for a while before
Yeah,
then.
that been
So,
working.
and then they no pun intended, they went silent for about a year
Yeah, they went.
until they actually showed something. And then before this, they finally showed a small trailer.
Yeah,
It was I mean, a short trailer, and it
yeah,
looked janky.
yeah.
The walking was terrible.
It is
The
that bad,
atmosphere
bro.
looked off and everything.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, when they showed it now, it looked better in comparison. But on its own, as like if it's standing on its own, it's not very good.
Its own
yeah,
merits, yeah.
Yeah, on its own merits, it's not very good. I mean, if people going to give games like say like the Callisto Protocol flack or other games like that, then you gotta do the same thing with this game because this looks very
Mid.
like
yeah. Very
it's
mid,
yeah,
bro.
very mid, and everything that you're seeing is like so like inconsistent. Like at some parts with the atmosphere looks good, but
Yeah,
then
look, very good.
James Jacket or even the voice acting or
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
animations with the
it
walk, the
is that
running,
bad.
the combat, the way it looks, it's not very good. It doesn't
Yeah,
yeah,
and even
Konami
though,
Konami are just like incompetent as a game developer. They're
yeah.
competent as a business, As a
Yeah,
business,
That's
they
about
make a
it.
lot of money, but like
but
when it comes to being a game developer, they lost their
nah,
way.
they
And I think
lost their damn way, bro. They're not.
because in the past they let the developers make the game and they just published them, but now they want to have a direct hand in all this shit, and it shows how they fucked up. Look, as much as whether you like Kojima or not, you see what Silent Hills was going to be with the PT demo,
Yeah,
and what that could have been, and the fact that they got rid of Kojima knowing that they could have made that money shows that they're incompetent. Their personal grievances with Kojima should not have allowed them to make a decision that was going to cost them that much money, potential
exactly,
money.
bro. Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
And come
So
on, does anyone really think this Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna be anywhere close to the original?
no, it ain't nowhere near close.
Nope.
Personally, I'm telling you, if you take a look at the script or take a look at the scene, miss the point of it personally because at least I respect the original more, bro. When it comes, I understand the scene kind of okay, but the script and the writing and the dialogue, no, not that great at all.
Yeah. Like
Not
when Laura was mocking James, I was like, I'll give him credit. The animations on Laura and like
yeah,
the
more personal.
characterization of an annoying little kid I felt was like really well done because it felt
Yeah.
more organic. But that's like, but it's like just because that was done decently doesn't really save anything else from it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there might be a few like moments
Yeah,
where it's like it's
mhm,
actually like good, and there
yeah.
is like it seems like there is some quality and passion behind it, but you know, then you see like everything else probably just gonna be mediocre, sloppy, just inconsistent.
Mhm.
And when you think about it, does from what's been shown, does it look like a game that's worth $70?
It
No,
looks like a PS4 game,
it
but
does. It
thing
really
that
does.
looks
that's
the only
true.
thing that looks current gen is the special cutscenes, like the whatever, like the CGI.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
probably like how
I don't
like
think that's in game
Ain't,
engine.
ain't
I
the
no,
don't.
it
no, it
ain't
doesn't.
no
No, it
like
doesn't look in
It
game
looks
PS5.
like
engine.
pre-rendered or
It looks like
something.
yeah
It ain't no
CGI.
like PS5. It's more
But
likely
I'd
a
probably say like
1080 personally,
how like
or
the
4K. I
environment
would say
looks
4K.
really good as far as
Yeah, the environment look good.
like when he's outside.
Yeah, look perfect. They nailed the job with the environment.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did. So
Even though
they
I would say,
fixed that, and they also fixed James' face.
yeah,
yeah.
So
yeah,
James' face looks better. It does look a little bit
I'll
better.
give them that.
way more
So
than better. But can I tell you a thing that really pissed me off how people
yeah,
saying when it comes to the door open it, they're always saying that why there is no loading screen, bro. You're in the third person just like me. I like third person. I don't need to like have another loading screen will open the door.
and they
Yeah,
want it to
I'm
be
kind of like
seamless, and also
It
yeah.
I was also going to say that keep in mind like games back then they had to have loading screens, so it's like
Well, yeah, it was like
every
compromise. They said, all
fucking
right,
yeah,
we gotta have a loading
it's
screen,
like
so
Resident Evil.
we're gonna at least make it look like it's part of the game design. It's like, all right, we gotta
Yeah, like
have a loading screen that let's have the door slowly open to at least make it kind of fit the setting and maintain the creepiness of it.
yeah, like,
But
oh, you
I'm
open the
pretty
door
sure
and you
back
see
then,
like
yeah,
footsteps on the screen or whatever, or
yeah,
Resident Evil, like you go upstairs, you go downstairs, you see the stairs in first person, or the door, you see the door open up and whatnot. And, visually, it looks cool. It gives like like a style to it, but it's just a compromise because of how the technology was back then. Now, like
that's what
they
I'm
don't need
saying.
to do
It's
that.
like you take chicken shit, you make chicken salad. Like, you gotta have these load
Yeah,
screens in every room. You might as well make it part of the design. That to me is
exactly.
like smart game design. But modern day, you don't have to do that.
Hmm.
Like, I don't think that back then, if they didn't have to do that or have to find a workaround, I don't think they would have. They would have.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
they would
true.
have implemented
Yeah,
something like that.
personally, in my opinion, I just don't want
And plus it separates it from Resident Evil.
Yeah,
yeah, but
To not
bro,
have the doors open and shit.
yeah, bro. Even though personally, when it comes to third person, you know, if I'm making Monday, you don't have another loading screen every single damn time you open the door. No, at least you can open
I
the
don't
door and
think
then
you need
put it.
one.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I don't think you
You
need one.
know,
Because that was one of the
yeah,
benefits of the remakes. You got Mr. X being able to just go wherever he wants, and it was really dynamic because they didn't have loading screens.
mhm.
So
yeah.
it
And
made
my
it
thing
it
is
made it
like,
crazier that he could just come through a door anytime.
And my thing is like if people like complain that there's no like loading screens within the door when you open the door, I would much rather people actually want the cameras to be like a fixed camera like in the original instead of
Yeah,
Yeah,
being like over the shoulder
that'd be more
third
better.
person.
Yeah, even though
yeah.
if you have it like fixed contact, even though you can open the door and still see where you're going, that'd be more damn
You know what?
great.
You know what's funny? If the game had a fixed camera, you know how crazy the
That would
graphics
be
could have
good.
been.
Yeah, it would
But I'm
be.
Yeah,
saying
right.
because if they did it, because remember that fixed cameras are less intensive on the system, especially if they're like pre-drawn backgrounds. And given with the technology we have
Mm-hmm.
now, that game could look like fucking real life if they actually made a fixed camera game now. Because
For
all the
real,
budget
really
would
good.
go,
Yeah.
all the like main modeling would it would go to like making the models look good. And if the drawings are if the backgrounds are pre-drawn backgrounds, like now that you have 4K and shit, you have all the artistic talent. You can make a game that's 100% photorealistic with real gameplay. If they wanted to do a fixed camera game like that now, especially with like a AAA budget. Because what holds games back now from looking that realistic is that they have to account for the environments and stuff like that. But just being able to focus on the models for the most part and having everything else be like pre-drawn would be like insane visually.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, because Resident Evil 2, if you compare a Metal Gear Solid 1 to like the classic Resident Evils,
Mhm.
Metal Gear Solid 1, as good as it looks a lot cheaper and jank, especially the character models compared to Resident Evil because it uses real 3D environments. It doesn't use fixed cameras.
That's
And
true.
because of that, it doesn't look as good as the Resident Evil series. So,
Yeah, that's
and that's also why the
oh,
GameCube
boy.
remake of Resident Evil 1 looks so good because it has the pre-drawn backgrounds.
Yep.
Because
Even zero.
if that shit was 3D models, those character models would not look that good.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah,
like how Resident Evil 4. In a
Yeah,
weird way, Resident Evil 1 and 0 in a way kind of like holds up
they age
visually,
better.
yeah, than 4
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree with that.
for that exact reason.
yeah.
Like
True.
one and zero, if especially like the remasters where they upscaled the backgrounds, they still
Mhm.
look good even now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, one of
Seriously,
the. But the thing with Capcom, even though I understand you want to like remake it again, but why on remake it? There's no need to remake that game. Just focus on the nine. Don't focus on too many remakes at the same time.
Well, I
You can do
think the
for Veronica, but not the first game.
yeah, because I think what they do is like they assign different teams for different like
Yeah,
projects for Resident Evil. So it's not like one team is doing a particular thing and then like the other like it won't allow them to work on something else. Because from my
and
understanding that
mhm.
Resident Evil 9 is still being worked on, but
But they share
uh,
tech.
yeah,
It's like easy for them to make their games consistent because even though they have different teams, they're using the same technology. That's why even though Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 2 are similar in a lot of ways, they couldn't be. I'm talking about the remakes. They couldn't be more different because again, there were different teams that developed them. They were just
yeah, it
sharing the
shows.
tech because Capcom's not going to leave one team in like the shitter. They're going to give them access to the best stuff as well. So you're basically seeing two interpretations of Capcom using the same engine, two different teams using the same game engine.
Yeah, and it's ultimately up to whichever team to make the game like take advantage of the tech or show what they can do with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Where
like it's
like
about the
Resident Evil 2,
artist.
like they showed they put a lot into it. You can tell that they knew what they were doing. Where 3 is like not so much.
Yeah, well, three it was three felt more like a cash in.
Yeah.
Yeah, even three is scary. It's more same to the first because at least I like how they do the real atmosphere from the first and also the third. That is damn that's scary.
You
But
talking
two,
about Resident Evil 3?
no. I thought you talked about Silent Hill 1 and 3.
Oh no no no
It's
no no!
damn
Silent Hill, the classic Silent Hill series is amazing.
yes, damn
Like
it's
Yeah.
damn amazing with the first and the third with the atmosphere. That's damn that's great, and also to
Hmm.
the second is great. But I just, but for this, even though we came down to two, even though the atmosphere good and also the creatures and all, but when it comes down to the nurse, pyramid is okay, but why do you need like probably run about maybe a car around desk? Remove that. Have like a room where he go against that type of thing. Simple, but but we have to see how it's gonna turn out because I'm telling you because maybe the ending might gonna have like a content, but we have to see during the launch, bro. We have to see.
I just think these companies all need to fail collectively.
Yeah, time
Gaming
exactly.
gaming like it will get better when people aren't
Buying the game.
because like all right, I'll put it this way, like we don't need back in the day you needed the marketing from these companies, but now you have social media, and I feel like it's so much easier to be independent now that like these big companies need to die in order for independence to take over and it to be more quality control.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Hmm.
Because we need independent developers back.
Because there'll be big companies will exist again because games will be successful, they'll grow as companies and whatnot, but at least there'll be people with better mindsets that aren't dragged down by DEI.
Exactly. Because I'm getting tired with DI, BS, and all that bullshit. They need to get rid of these type of DI. That's for sure. But we have to see around future. We have
They
to
gotta
see.
they gotta gatekeep the industry.
Yeah,
That's the other issue. We had to gatekeep the hobby while the people, the talented people, the people who've been around for a long time, they got to gatekeep the industry from these type of people.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're too
exactly.
concerned about like lining their pockets or
They just
you
I
know,
think it's not even that. I think they're just afraid to look bad. They're afraid that people
yeah,
are gonna like attack them.
like cancel culture and all that. Like they're just
Yeah.
worried about that shit. But it's like you know, the only way you're gonna be canceled if you allow it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
And your fans are gonna support you no matter what. If that was true,
yeah,
people like Melody Mack and all these people would have nobody backing them.
yeah, exactly.
You
exactly,
know?
bro.
I mean, don't
Exactly.
get me wrong, Melody Mack says some dumbass shit too sometimes,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Money Mac, but Money Mac kind of, not my type,
she
or not
says
my.
some she
Yeah,
says some dumb shit sometimes too.
yeah,
Yeah,
she does.
But
A lot of these
but
people are not
it's
perfect,
kind of
but
no, they're
quirky,
not
bro.
perfect.
yeah,
They're
Yeah,
exactly.
not
she's
perfect.
kind.
But
Yeah,
it's kind of what the good thing about her is that the reality is that she's like fairly attractive to a lot of people. So that means that her message will get out more because well at least like the anti like woke DI bullshit will get out
Yeah,
more
that's one
because
benefit of
people
it.
because
yeah, exactly.
people are gonna pay attention to her because of
Yeah,
her looks. That's what it
yeah,
comes down to. Like
yeah,
people who don't think that it's her looks that basically carries her are in denial. But that's
Yeah,
okay because it means that the message about not supporting these companies and like all the bullshit that's going on will reach more eyes.
yeah. More,
So
more better than Very Dark.
yeah. That's all I had to say for today. Whatever the fuck she
Yeah.
says. I remember I
Okay.
hey, I
was in one
like
of
Very
the.
Dark.
I like Vera Dark too, but it's funny because I was in one of her streams. I said that she sounds like an AI, and then people in the fucking chat started saying that. And then she responded to the comment. And she's like, "That's not even what I." Because I posted a comment, like I put like quotations, and I put like the AI turns off after that or some shit like that. And then she's like, "Oh, that's not even what I say. I say, I actually say this." And she recited. I was like, "Oh my god." I was trolling. I was joking around. This shit went too far.
Uh, yeah, but that's how she is.
But it was just funny. I'm like, I didn't think she would like get ass hurt about that.
Okay. Yeah. But by the way, um, yeah, I'm just gonna like end it there. But it's so great to have you guys on. Spirit was gonna talk about it, but I think Spirit right now is not happy with the industry going.
I don't blame him.
Who
I
Yeah,
really
is?
don't.
Who's excited about this shit?
yeah,
The five people on Kotaku.
Normies, consumer pigs,
yeah.
corporate
I think
slaves.
he's tired of the bullshit, bro.
I
I'm
think
I'm
I kind
getting
of feel
tired.
that too, though. I kind of feel tired. It's like very difficult to continuously talk
Yeah,
about
it
this
really
stuff
is. Yeah,
because it is
Yeah,
mind numbing.
yeah. But guys, I'm be real. Even though right now these lunatics thinks like I just don't get like the far right exists. Oh, the free word of the K like exists, but I think it don't. It's already been ended throughout long time ago. But why do you have to like reverse and going back to that time, talk about that type of issue, and forget about these type of stuff?
Whenever somebody says like, "Oh, it's right wing shit," I always feel like asking.
All right, like
I feel like asking them, "What do you consider right wing? What do you consider
exactly.
far right?" Because I listen to these people, I'm like, so if I don't want kids to have drag shows on far right, like what
Right?
the
Yeah, like
fuck?
that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
like
Like
people
whenever people like
obsessed with this
criticize like
type
something,
of
it's they're
stuff.
always like, "Oh,
Like,
you're far right or whatever."
oh, you,
You like
oh, you're Nazi, you're Nazi and
yeah,
all.
that too. Yeah, like
It's
I'm
just
thinking to myself,
stupid.
do you not realize that there are people who are also on the left who don't like this shit? It's just that they're not extreme bimbos like you. So
They're
while
not
they
dodo birds.
on the left, doesn't mean they are programmed to think exactly like you and your other cult members on the left think.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a
It's
lot
the
of
same thing with
people
people on the right. Like
that are
just
like
because
consider
if I'm on the right, then that doesn't mean that I'm some Bible thumping guy who
Christian.
thinks Christian who thinks like anime is for weirdos or video games are for little kids or something like
Yeah,
another
exactly.
person that
That,
says
that's what I was gonna
dumb
say.
shit sometimes like Matt Walsh
yeah.
for example or what wasn't
Yeah, Matt
what's
Walsh
his
says some
name
stupid ass shit sometimes.
Gabe Newsom, what's his name? He said something about anime recently. I think it was him.
It's that
Anyway,
you're a pedophile
yeah,
if you like
yeah,
anime.
that's what it was. Yeah, I'm like these people are fucking got these dumbass takes, these fucking like
They
dinosaur
just make it
ass
look bad.
takes. They all they do is just
And
make
then they like
yeah,
Hollywood movies. Then they be like in these
yeah,
fucking
right,
movies. They're no different.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
well,
bro, they'd be like, these right wing people be like, I mean, I'm right wing as well. I consider myself because I do. I mean, I'm more of a right wing person because I do. Not even. Let me not even say right wing. I'm gonna say like I have more Republican values. But like that doesn't mean I agree with everything they said. Like Revenant said, like
yeah,
because people
exactly.
like they'll say because they'll say things like oh gaming is bad because of violence and all this stuff like the old ass fucking Republicans say that but
yeah,
then they're
like
watching movies and gory ass action films and that's okay for some reason. It's like if a
Yeah.
kid could get his hands
right.
on a video game to play a violent game, he could get his hands on an R-rated movie and watch that as well. Like get the
Mm-hmm.
fuck out of here.
And they'll be saying that shit.
So
It's like, oh, give your kids guns or whatever. Have them in the shooting range as early as
Oh.
possible. And I'm like, so so anime and video games are bad, but then you can take your little son or daughter to the shooting range.
not that there's
And my
anything
thing,
wrong with that though.
yeah, yeah,
I feel
it's
like you
I
should
don't
be
think
able
it's
to.
wrong, but it's just kind
I
of
think that's
like
a good thing actually.
no,
It's
it is. I'm not
hypocritical.
saying I'm not. Yeah, that's the point I'm making is that it's hypocritical because
Yeah,
it's
it's
like you
hypocritical.
gotta say one thing and then like the other thing like you're okay with. I'm like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah.
I still,
But I
but
was
yeah. But that being said, kids should learn how to shoot and use guns from a young age,
Yeah,
especially like
or learn
nowadays
self defense as well.
in
yeah,
self
but even
defense and
though
stuff. Because
even though
Yeah.
we just generally we just generally like public people, so yeah, we just at the back. We don't
but
we don't tolerate like both sides.
what I was gonna say was is that these people they act like back in the day, the people that think like they do now that are considered right wing would have been considered left by Republicans.
Hmm.
Like the gamers, I'll explain what I mean. Like the people that are like gamers that are like talking about the anti woke shit, they would have been considered like left leaning back in the day. But because of the way things are now, the far left people consider these people far right. You get what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
Like
I understand.
like they like that's how weird it is, how warped it got. Like if you're not a moderate, if you're not like a leftist, a hardcore leftist, you're considered right wing. When back in like the old days, they would have said like, oh, because you like playing games and you like fucking like whatever anime or whatever, they would consider you more on the left.
Mm.
But the narrative got screwed. It got
It,
screwed.
it,
It got twisted to meaning something that it's
Got
not.
it's
flipped over
just
his head.
like
Flipped on his head.
stupid argument and all that. It's just more like liberals saying these type of shit. Person, my damn.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
just so stupid back in the days. I don't consider myself whatever, like left or right. Fuck that bullshit.
This is my thing is where reality is, because as much as like I consider myself more right wing, there's a lot of right wing shit I don't agree with. So I
Yeah,
go with whatever I think is right. I just know that that's the lesser of two evils now, considering the stuff that's going on.
yeah, I understand. I do generally
So
understand.
like, you know, like for like there's like a few things like look, you're not going to agree with everything on a political party, but you might feel like, all right, well, if I have to choose between the two, I'm going to choose the one that I generally agree with more.
I understand. And I do understand.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why Trump, he got to win.
yeah,
For
yeah.
He
real.
got to win. He really
Yeah.
has to win
Yeah,
because
true.
8 more
If
years
if
of
he
Trump.
don't, we're done for. With
Yeah,
yeah.
Hmm
I mean, we're kind of already done for anyway. But
but it's gonna get
uh,
bad, bro.
yeah. At
Because like
least
I'm
if
not trying to doom and
he's
gloom.
back in office, then at least we may have a chance of getting shit back
Yeah,
together.
like
Maybe.
me and Spirit, like me and Spirit say, damn, wake, like even though right now, if he don't win, then it's gonna be disaster food
It
death
is.
disaster around here.
It's for
Because
everyone.
I could tell, like, even though it's throughout the years, even though you don't agree or not, it's just basically it's been around, far left all the time. It's always been around every country's left leaning. So, or I
Bro,
could tell myself for like the fake DI leaning, like the left leaning throughout the damn years. So there's nothing you can't do.
most of the world follows America's lead, whether they want to accept it or not. That pisses
That-
people off when you say that, but it's
yeah,
reality.
that's true. That is damn much true. That is damn much true.
They
Even our
follow
country
America's
do.
lead,
Yeah,
you know?
even our country do the exact same too. I so I just don't want anything blamming around their mouth saying da 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 da. Da. And even though they're kind of upset what they're doing too, going both both ways.
Bro, if you think inflation is bad now, give it. You know what the funny thing is that at the end of the day, it's not like America will go down and then everything will be fine for everyone else. Then China is just going to take over everything. And now
Yeah,
you're going to
I'm
have
saying because my personal plan is China gonna take down everything. What I mean, it's gonna take over a lot of country. I'm telling you.
They are, bro. Their economy right now is fucking crazy. Their
Yeah,
infrastructure is crazy because they don't have to worry about treating people well. They're fucking communist, so they can force. Like, think about it. You know what holds a lot of businesses back? That there's regulations protecting human rights. If you can force somebody to work obnoxious hours, have more control over your population, you can do all kinds of shit for your economy and society. It's not a fun society. It's not great, but it means that economically they're going to be more stable. And if they're more stable, then they're going to whoop the ass of the country that's trying to do things the right way. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to do things in a way that's more geared toward humans. It's like what is going to take longer to build? A building made by contractors who have to be paid a lot of money and given breaks and all this shit, or a building built by slaves. The building built by slaves because they can force them to
Mhm.
work more excessive hours. They can
That's true.
without having to pay them.
Yeah,
So when you have a corrupt society or like a real messed up communist society that treats their workers and their people like shit,
true.
they're gonna have a stronger industry because they're not being held back by morality, you know,
Yeah,
like, and that's not the people you want to take over. So you can say what you want about America, but like if America goes, it's not gonna be much better.
yeah, exactly. Because look up into
It's
our
gonna be
country.
worse.
Our country been one weaker throughout the years. That's we see our country small. And our country have very huge problem with them as freedom of speech. At least for your country, at least your country is very open freedom of speech. But for ours, nope.
And it's going away every day. It's like that now. You're saying now we have it, but give it like a few more. Give it another. Give it more leftists. Keep voting left people in. They're gonna keep on expanding what is considered hate speech. So eventually, hate speech becomes criticizing Democrats.
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
that becomes that's I mean you could argue that's hate speech now. They consider that hate speech. You talk shit about the Democrats, or you talk about what they're doing. They say, oh, you're just saying that because that's a woman or whatever. All that censorship crap is just to silence people.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
That's all it's for, to silence people.
Yeah,
So it's pretty crazy, man.
yeah, that's true. And even though I'm telling you, if you guys be here, you won't like it because
Yeah.
they don't fuck with freedom of speech around our country.
Yeah. Don't do they really like do they I heard people got locked up or like got questioned for things they post online and shit like that. I don't know if that's true. I think that happened in Australia maybe.
I think you're thinking of Australia
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the
Oh,
memes.
Yeah, like meme
Yeah,
offensive
I think that
memes.
was Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, Revenant. You know, you guys done brilliant today. Respect it. I'm gonna join your podcast around tomorrow. But by the way, Revenant, you know those video. You know what me and discuss about it. We go do it on next week. So at least we can discuss about real life situation. And even though I send a video about it, so yeah, we will discuss about it. And also Jenpachi, you can discuss it with it too about me if you want to.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
but
good.
I hope Reverend Remnant do rewatch the video, understand it, and then we can
Yeah, I'll check them out.
yeah, we can have a genuine personal discussion about it. You like, because basically we need to like being fully to like discuss this through entire to our audience and even my audience too, and also for your own people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
But by the way, guys, anyway, it's Reborn, and I'm gonna end the stream right here. It's nice to like have King Tut joining and also Y2 Central too. But even though it's late at night, thanks for like joining by. Respect to King Turk and respect to Y2. Give these
For
guys
sure.
a huge
Mm-hmm.
credit. And also give my host a very credit too. Like Reverend Renner and also Jinpachi. Nice to have them here.
No, nice being on.
And
Appreciate it.
Yep. Always
and
appreciate it, man.
you yeah, thanks, King Turk. You too, homie. Respect as usual.
Yep. Take it
But
easy, King Turk.
yeah, but next time we will add a lot of people here so we can at least have a great discussion. So, by the way, um, everyone, I hope you have a good night and see me around like Revenant and Jimpachi podcast for tomorrow. I will be there as I possible can. There we can discuss about it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We see you in the next round too, King Tide. We see you in the next round for sure. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna like head off and then I'm gonna like have some nap. And also, by the way, guys, before I go, last thing. Right now, I'm playing back the old Assassin's Creed game, and even though we got to discuss about Shadow through the next game, but I'm so glad, Revenant. I'm so
Mm.
glad majority of people playing back the old Assassin's Creed game, the classic Assassin's Creed game, more
Oh
than the
yeah.
one came keep on pushing out. So we gonna discuss it probably on tomorrow.
Yeah, we
Then
will.
then I have my personal thoughts opinion about it. So
Sounds good.
anyway, guys, I'm gonna like shut down the stream. Yes, have a good night, and I see you for tomorrow. Don't
Peace.
for joining. Okay, peace. Don't forget join. You know, Reverend Podcast for tomorrow. Right? Yeah. So take care. Peace.